I'm going to crop it again using the polygonal lasso tool, and I'm going to just crop over all of this shadow. Same thing again. I'm going to crop this photo as well first, and make sure you have the other layer selected as well, and click Generative Fill and click Generate. It's pretty good. Wow, I'm actually really impressed with that. Hi guys, and welcome to Sky Academy. I'm Marina, and today I'm going to be talking about the Generative Fill in Photoshop Beta. This gives you a whole new set of tools when working with images or trying to edit images, and there is a lot I want to show you, so let's get started. If you guys don't already have the Photoshop Beta app, you can find it by going to Creative Cloud Desktop and navigating to Beta Apps. Under this tab, there should be all different types of beta versions. If you are having trouble downloading or using the Photoshop beta version, I have added a link down below where you can find some troubleshooting tips. Hopefully they can help you get started using Photoshop beta. So the first thing we're going to do with the Generative Fill tool is we're going to merge two images together. The two images I've chosen are this image with these three ladies looking up at supposedly a mountain, but that's not in the photo. So we're going to add that in the photo with this image. Now, you can kind of look at the images you've chosen and kind of deduce different things from them and whether they're going to be suitable to merge together or not, though you can probably merge a lot of images together. The Generative Fill tool on the Photoshop beta is really good. So first, let's click on the polygonal lasso tool. I'm going to crop this bit out. We don't want the grass on this image. So select this. Okay, and we want these ladies to be looking up at the mountain. Okay, so let's leave it there. Okay, and then we're going to choose these ladies. Make sure you leave some margin on the edges of each photo. That will really help the Generative Fill to merge the two photos more seamlessly. So then we're going to click Shift, and we're going to select the second photo. Okay, and then we're going to right click and we're going to click Select Inverse. Okay, so that means the Generative Fill will be created for this area and we'll leave these areas as they are. So click on Generative Fill and click Generate. After playing around with it, it also created these. Quite like this one. I think that looks quite nice. You could regenerate some parts to make it look better, but that's not too bad for now. With this, you might not want to use this mountain. You might want to use a different mountain. So I've chosen a snowy peak mountain. I'm going to crop it again using the polygonal lasso tool. And I'm going to just crop over all of this shadow and get rid of all of this. It's easier if you try and follow the line of the shadow, because if you think about it as in terms of a foreground and a background, that really helps, because then you can split the two images apart, and when you regenerate them, they will probably look better. Same thing again. I'm going to crop this photo as well. Let's see if it makes any kind of difference. And make sure you have the other layer selected as well, and click Generative Fill and click Generate. It's pretty good. Wow, I'm actually really impressed with that. If you can see, like, this color of the rock and this color kind of match, so they look quite good together. Let's look at what other options it created. Wow. Not too shabby. Okay, so that's merging images together. Let's look at expanding images vertically and horizontally. You might, for example, want to post something on Instagram and you might not want to crop this so that it fits an 1080 by 1080 Instagram post size. So what we can do is we can select this photo, click select inverse and click generative fill. The heck? Okay, that was weird. I didn't like that. Does it have writing in it or something? Okay, let's try generate again. I don't know what is going on there. That is pretty good, I'll be honest. Now you don't have to crop anything. Now, if you want to get rid of something like that, I would suggest going back to the image and clicking polygonal lasso tool, and you can just crop the main bits of the image, which might give you a nicer and smoother photo at the end. See, that is a lot better. There's no gradient mismatches or anything like that. It's a lot smoother. I really like the ground as well. It's pretty good. See, the shoes look a bit weird, but I guess it's something you can work with. Damn. So there's your new Instagram post, and you didn't even have to crop it. You might also want a vertical sized canvas for something like a reel cover or a YouTube short cover. You can, for example, crop this. Okay. Or what you could do is you can just regenerate the image. Perfect. It's pretty good. That'll make a pretty good YouTube short cover, I think. Perfect. Okay, next let's add and modify objects. So this lady seems to have a bottle over her head. I don't know why. But if you find yourself in a photo with a bottle on your head and you want to get rid of it, you can with generative fill. And this is for really any object that might be in the way in the photo or ruining the photo and you want to get rid of it. Okay, so we're going to select this, click generate, and it's gone. And her hair looks pretty good. I mean, that is, wow, what the hell? What kind of detail is that? Wow, I'm very impressed. Okay. Look. So I think we could add a skateboard here, and it might look as if he's walking, ready to step onto his skateboard. Okay. Pretty realistic. Zoom in. Yeah, I mean, I think that looks pretty good. The shadow's good. Matches up the shadow in the photo. Yeah. That's my favorite. I think that looks kind of adds something extra to the photo. Okay, since we're talking about adding objects to a photo, let us try and add some jewelry. Okay, so let's try give this lady some jewelry. First, let's give her some earrings. I'm gonna just give her some small stud earrings. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's kind of popping, but if you reduce the opacity, it could look okay. I mean, that looks pretty well placed on the ear. That looks like an earring, I think. Next, let's try and give her a necklace. think she might look nice with a chain necklace. She looks like an edgy girl. So, let's see. Okay, next let's also give her a nose piercing. Let's see if this is going to work. I feel like it might not. Okay, that's very not that good. So, okay, for example, that's not bad. Could be fine. But you would have to that doesn't look half bad. I've also done a second example like that, which I think also looks pretty decent. So that's jewelry. Make sure your layers are rasterized, otherwise they will not work with generative fill. I'm going to use the polygonal lasso tool. Could use the marquee tool, but I just find this gives me nicer results. Might just be me, I don't know. Wow. Okay, now that is pretty nice. I like all of them really. I think the first two are my favorites. So with infinite zoom you can redo this. Okay, not bad. That's pretty good, I think. Also not bad. Giving her its own little outfit here. I don't know what's going on there, but I really like this one, I think. I think that's my favorite. And wow, it looks pretty seamless. Okay, so that's infinite zoom. You can keep zooming out for infinity. Okay, so with generative fill, you can also generate completely new images. To do that, we can just go into Photoshop Beta, select the whole of the canvas and click generative fill. Kind of been liking Art Deco designs and styles lately, so let's ask it to create Art Deco living room. One thing I've noticed is when generating full images, they can be quite stylized. They do look more like drawings than photos. For example, you can see here, that looks like a really nice and stylized drawing. I really like this one actually. I love this pattern. Still looking like a drawing. Oh, that's really nice. Wow, that's really nice. I would love that to be my living room. Oh, that's also really good. Obviously, it doesn't really look like a photo, but it's not too bad. Okay. Next, let us look at how we can change the background image. So let's start with this little dog. Okay, very cute. Click generative fill and click you can type sandy beach. Just note that if you generate a background that has a similar color to the original background of the image you were using, that will probably make it look more realistic and a bit nicer. It might not be a problem, it's just a tip and something that I always keep in mind. Oh. See, something like that, you can see the orange is kept there, which is quite nice. I think that's very cute, I really like that one. And it still looks pretty realistic, which is quite nice. Okay. You could also ask it to generate winter background things. I really like these, I think they're very cute. They can be a bit cringe, though I think this is quite nice. I don't think that's too cringe. You could always just generate the rest of the background and maybe keep these foreground components in. you don't like it. So that's changing the background. Okay, next, let's look at creating reflections. So I've chosen this lovely image. The sky is looking great. So I thought if we can create a reflection down here, that would really complement the sky and create, I think, a really aesthetic photo. So let's take this and let's use the polygonal lasso tool again. And I create kind of a round shape because I feel like that will probably look the nicest. Okay, and now we can type river. It's not bad. That's also not bad, that the reflection isn't really working that well. Here's another one. I think this is quite nice. See that? I really like that one. And that one. It's not bad at all. So there's a completely new image. We can also just change the sky if we think it's boring, or if we've had a photo shoot on a rainy or cloudy day. There is a specific option for this. If you go to select and go to sky. So it will automatically select the sky for you. And then you can put generative fill and you can ask it to create maybe just a blue night sky. See, the snow here has a slightly cooler hue. So if you have a slightly cooler sky, that would just show that it's reflecting the snow and will make the image or the final image look more realistic. So I think the blue sky is my favorite. Wow, I love this one. So pretty. Okay, so that's the sky replacement. Okay. Next, let's look at removing some photo bombers. So these people here, let's try and remove them. Let's click on that layer. See what happens. And they are gone. No more photo bombers in your photo. I think the first one is pretty good. You can always regenerate. So that's it for this video. If you guys want to hear more about Photoshop Beta and the Generative Fill tool, then please hit the subscribe button and I'll see you guys next time.